All right, let's talk about something I think we can all relate to. Trying to build a healthier life. But we're not going to talk about massive, overwhelming changes. Instead, we're going to dig into the science of how really, really small habits can have a huge impact over time.
I mean, have you ever felt this way? You know you want to make a change, but the idea of completely overhauling your diet or starting some intense workout routine, it's just too much. It's so big that you end up doing nothing at all. Well, what if the secret wasn't taking a giant leap, but just a bunch of tiny little steps?
Okay, to set the stage, let's just look at this number, 1 in 5. What does that mean? Well, a major study in The Lancet found that 1 in 5 deaths across the entire globe is linked to a poor diet. It's a pretty stark reminder of just how much those daily choices we make really truly matter.
And that really brings us right to what we're calling the modern health dilemma. We know the stakes are high, but actually figuring out what to do can feel confusing and, honestly, just plain difficult. This is the trap, isn't it? It's this weird kind of paralysis. You know you should be doing something for your health, but life is busy, you're tired, and it just feels like too much work. But what if the whole solution isn't about finding more time, but about making the actions themselves ridiculously small?
And that leads us to the core idea for today, and it's a real game changer. The power of micro-habits. This is a whole new way of thinking about how change actually happens.
So what exactly is a microhabit? It's not a diet, it's not some crazy new workout, it is a tiny, almost laughably simple action that you repeat every day. The whole idea is that these small, sustainable steps are way more effective than these huge, ambitious leaps that we can never stick with.
I love this because it just takes all the pressure off. This isn't about being perfect. It's not about never having a bad day. It's just about being consistent with the little things. That's where the magic really is. Okay, let's make this super practical. We're going to break it down into 3 key pillars. And the first one is all about how you fuel your body. Now just look at how simple these are. We're not talking about a radical diet change here. Just sip some water before you have your coffee. Try to get some protein on your plate at every meal. These are tiny adjustments, but they have this incredible ripple effect on your energy levels and your focus all day long.
And here's a perfect example of what I mean. Just by hydrating first thing in the morning, you're kickstarting your entire system. You can see here it gives you a serious boost in focus and energy before that caffeine has even had a chance to hit.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking. Meal planning? Who on earth has time for that? It sounds like this huge, intimidating chore. But the research is pretty clear that you don't even have to do it all the time to get some serious health benefits. Get this, a massive study of more than 40,000 people found that folks who planned their meals, even just some of the time, ate a wider variety of foods and had a much higher quality diet overall. And the bottom line? They had a significantly lower chance of being overweight or obese.
All right, that was fuel. Let's move on to our second pillar, moving your body. And we're going to apply the exact same principle of small, consistent action here.
So here's a crucial mindset shift for our modern world. Even if you go to the gym for an hour, it doesn't just cancel out the other 8 or 9 hours you spend sitting at a desk. The real danger, it turns out, is that long, continuous stretch of sitting down.
And the science on this is absolutely crystal clear. If you break up those long sitting periods with just short little bursts of activity, you can fight back against a lot of those negative effects. We're talking improvements in key markers for things like heart disease and diabetes, and just feeling less tired and sore at the end of the day.
And the solution is so simple it's almost funny. In fact, a major review of studies recommends this exact formula. Work for about 30 minutes, and when a timer goes off, get up and move for just 2 or 3 minutes. That's it. It gives you a mental and physical boost without actually hurting your productivity. Okay, finally, our third pillar, which you could argue is the foundation for everything else, resetting your mind. You know, we tend to talk about our minds and our bodies like they're 2 totally separate things, but they are so deeply connected. Things like chronic stress, they have a real physical impact on everything from our immune system to our heart health. And again, look how small and doable these habits are. Getting just a few minutes of sunlight in the morning can help set your body's internal clock. And a super quick gratitude practice can literally start to change the way your brain is wired.
And if you think that sounds a little too soft, just check out the hard data. Research from UC Berkeley's Greater Good Science Center is amazing. They found that a regular gratitude practice can actually lower your main stress hormone, cortisol, by 23%. That's a huge, tangible change for a 2-minute habit that also makes you happier.
So we've talked about the what and the why. Now let's get to the how. How do you actually make these habits a part of your life? Let's talk about your first small step. This might be the most important part of this whole thing. Please, resist the urge to try and do everything at once. Just pick one thing, the smallest, easiest one you can think of. Then maybe track it on a calendar, tell a friend you're doing it, and celebrate when you stick with it. That's how you build real momentum.
I think this quote just perfectly sums it all up. This is not about making huge sacrifices. It's about weaving tiny, positive choices into the fabric of your everyday life until they just become automatic.
And that leads us to our final question for you. Don't wait for the perfect time to start. Based on everything we've just talked about, what is the one tiny thing you're going to do for your health starting today?